Doesn't feel that Steelers. Yeah, they can't. It doesn't feel like a coincidence. And they have a Sunday night home game against the Packers in Week 8. That's a standalone game and a national TV audience. I don't think that's because it's one of Mason Rudolph's former teams. I think the league is holding out hope. Now, it's also cited. I think that's a game that could be flexed out, that Sunday game, if for example, Aaron Rodgers does not sign with the Steelers. But yeah, that's true.
Is there anything on that? I mean, we are well into May at this point. Is there any news on Rodgers?
Nope, they're still waiting, and they have continued to say he can take his time. They're going to go to camp with 4 quarterbacks. They currently have 3, so there's a spot for him if he wants it.
You know what? This got to be the craziest thing. Like an organization like the Pittsburgh Steelers, the 6-time Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers. Is that the behest of Aaron Rodgers? They're at the mercy of Aaron Rodgers. I can't, I'm still flabbergasted by that.
Right now, we're acting like the dude that gets picked to go home with the girl once the lights come on in the club. Right? You know, the dude that he ain't got nobody else. Right. So you got to pick one. Yeah. Like, that's where we are. We're behaving like we're a 4. We're the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're supposed to act like we're a 10. We're supposed to feel like we're the draw, like you're lucky to get us. Like, if you get to play quarterback for this team, you've actually outkicked your coverage. But we aren't behaving in that way. We're behaving in the way where we'll take whatever scraps you give us. You know what breadcrumbing is? I talked about breadcrumbing on this show before. It's when you're in a relationship and you only give the person enough to hang on. It's like, I don't answer your text until you stop texting me, and then I text you so you know that I'm still alive. Or it's like, every now and then I give you a "you up" text so you know I'm thinking about you at 3 o'clock, but it's too late for me to come over. That's what Aaron Rodgers is doing to us. And I have to believe in my soul of souls, and this is not any inside information, that they know Aaron Rodgers is coming. And they've made a decision and had a conversation that you don't have to do OTAs, you don't have to do summer practices, and so you don't have to commit to us right now. You don't have to sign a contract, because if you did, we would get questions about why you weren't here. We don't want you to plan a trip during minicamp this year, so Mike Tomlin has to go up there like Robert Salah had to go up there. Yeah. And so all I can hope is that they know that he's coming, because what a gaffe it will be if we go into I'm sorry, they're not we right now.
Yes, they are.
We let that ride.
I'm not a part of this. I just thought about it. I'm not part of this, guys.
Speaking of we, this is a tradition unlike any other. Every year on the morning after the schedule release, I pick the Jets' one-loss record. And so let's do that, please. Cindy, can we put that on the screen? I will do it for you live. The Jets open with that home game against the Steelers. That's the Justin Fields revenge game. So we have that up there. So let's take a look at it there. Yep. Okay. Cindy, go ahead and pop it up if you can. There we go. Okay. That's the Justin Fields revenge game. That's a win. Bills are obviously pretty good, but I figure we split with them. The home game, we'll get that a win. Then we got the Florida trip. New Yorkers are very comfortable in Florida. We beat Tampa. We beat the Dolphins. Then we get the Cowboys. They're coming off a really brutal stretch early. Then we go to – everyone knows the Broncos play badly in Europe, so we win that one. We beat Carolina. We go to Cincinnati and beat them. So I see the Jets getting off to a pretty good start. Cleveland, they're going to struggle. At New England, they got a new coach there. They're starting over. The Ravens, I think that's a tough one. I could see that being where we start ourselves.
Okay.
If it was home, maybe.
Then the Falcons and Dolphins, we get back-to-back left-handed quarterbacks. That's 2 easy wins. Then the Jaguars, they're struggling a lot. Saints have no quarterback. Patriots, I think we win that game, and then we rest our starters against Buffalo. So I see it.
Buffalo's going to need that game for the wild card.
Yeah, Buffalo probably needs that to get in as a wild card. We'll be resting Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson. And so the New York Jets, I see us 15-2. Where do you have it wrong?
So the Justin Field-led New York Jets are home field advantage in the AFC.
I mean, we'll see how hot Kansas City gets. Okay. I can see that.
Okay.
I don't think that's it. RC, do you have any thoughts here? And look, let me give you the vaunted iPad. Do you see any that you disagree with?
Probably that one right there is one I disagree with. Okay. You go to Florida, you're going to lose one of those games. Let's say they lose to the Buccaneers, and I'll give you a win against them. Cowboys could be a toss-up. Broncos, probably lose that game.
No, that's in Europe. The Broncos have never won in Europe.
Browns, you beat the Browns. Patriots, I give you the Patriots. Okay, you got a loss there.
I don't like where all this is falling.
You know what? Greeny, 11-6.
11-6. I wouldn't live with it, but I would. And Dan, let's start with the defending Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, the Eagles don't play consecutive home games at any point this season. This is what you get for winning the Super Bowl. They play on Thursday. They play on Friday. They play on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But they do not ever have back-to-back home games. That stands out to me. I feel like football players are creatures of routine, and this is the kind of thing that could be it could throw you off a little bit.
So are the Eagles likelier to repeat or retreat after their magic carpet ride of a season?
You know what? This team is so good. I think the roster is built so well. You have a quarterback that's solely focused on winning football games. I mean, but it's so difficult to win back-to-back Super Bowls. If you're betting the Eagles or the field, I feel like you still have to take the field.
Yeah.
But the Eagles are a team that's uniquely set up to be good again this year. It's going to be about execution, and when that schedule does get tough, how do you continue to find wins?
Well, Graz brings up an interesting point. Let me ask you, not having back-to-back home games the whole year, not ever getting into. Look, one of the things about being a glamour team in the NFL is you don't ever get into a rhythm. You don't ever get because your games are all over the place. Does that impact a team's ability to win?
Well, RC knows this. We, as players, we adjust. Yeah. But, we are creatures of habit. You would like to have some type of, consistency as far as, okay, we got a away game, but then we come back, we got 2 or 3 home games or whatever. So I'm sure that's going to throw the guys off. But at the end of the day, you just go out there and the schedule is what it is.
This team ain't been sorry in years, though. Right? Like last year, they were playing in Brazil to open the season. We're not talking about a team that does what we saw Detroit do, right? Go from a team that only won 3 games, and then you find a way to win 8, and now you find a way to win 15. Like, that's not who the Philadelphia Eagles are. Right. They were in the Super Bowl a few years back. They took a step back, and then they win a Super Bowl. I believe this team is uniquely prepared for the challenge of this schedule.
Let's go to the next one. So we always say, Football Sunday, Football Sunday. This year in Dallas, they're not going to be saying that.
They got to play 4 times on Thursday. Thursday, no one's ever done this before. 4 games on Thursday. Now they have the Thursday night opener, right? And they play Thanksgiving, which they always do. They play the following Thursday, and then they play on Christmas, which is a Thursday. So the Cowboys will get used to it. But we talked about this earlier. 3 short week games in the final 6 weeks of the season. They are going to have a rest issue there in their second half. But yeah, they're going to be used to playing on Thursdays, that's for sure.
This is why we said, in the tease a little bit earlier, they need to get off to a fast start. That back end of the schedule. Remember, we forecast these things, and sometimes they turn out to be right. Remember, we said the Steelers need to get off to a fast start. They did last season because of the way their schedule was sort of slanted in the back half. Cowboys, I think, desperately need a fast start.
Well, I think the Cowboys need a fast start for more reasons than just the schedule, right? There's so much change that's going on within that building, and Brian Schottenheimer has been talking about building culture. You know how you build culture? You win football games, right? Because when you win football games, it feels like all the things you're implementing, all the things that you're changing, they're benefiting you on the field. And so if they don't start fast, now the questions start to be asked. Okay, did you pick the right coach? Did you make the right moves? Is this just another season where the Cowboys are going to sell more jerseys than anybody, but not win any football games in meaningful times of the season? So to me, it's going to be extremely important for them to start fast and also finish strong with a team that understands how to play a difficult schedule.
Cowboys play on every holiday.
They're
playing on every holiday.
Well, the Cowboys are the biggest draw. So that's what you expect.
All right, one more Grazian note, and it involves, indirectly at least, the quarterback.
Đây sẽ được cái phần đáy túi này. Giờ sẽ móc sang cái màu sắc tiếp theo nhá. Đây mình sẽ móc sang cái màu này nha mọi người. Bây giờ sẽ móc nó vào. Mình siết chặt cái phần len màu vàng lại. Đấy, mình móc vào. Bây giờ sẽ móc nối nó lên nhé. Hàng này thì mình vẫn sẽ dùng là cứ 1 mũi và 1 chân. Không tăng không giảm mũi nha. Đây mình móc xuống. Cứ một mũi vào một chân là được. Tiếp nha mọi người. Mũi nữa này.